All right, let's dive right in. We all drink water every single day, right? It's automatic. But what if we could turn that simple act, something we barely even think about, into a really profound practice for our own well-being? Today, we're going to explore just that, how to consciously hydrate and, get this, maybe even program our body's water for amazing clarity.
So first, I just want you to look at this number, 60%. Over 60% of your body, your muscles, your brain, your blood is made of water. That's not just a cool fact, that's the foundation of you. So it stands to reason that what we do with that water, well, it matters. A lot.
So let's start with the basics, the physical stuff we can all agree on. I want you to think of your body like a magnificent, flowing river system. And water is the element that keeps that river moving. It's the medium for pretty much every single process that keeps you alive and kicking.
And its job is, well, it's huge. We think, oh, I'm thirsty, but it's doing way more than that. It's like the body's delivery service, carrying nutrients to all your cells. It's the cleanup crew flushing out toxins. It's your internal thermostat, and it even keeps your joints moving smoothly. Honestly, when you break it down, staying hydrated is probably the most fundamental act of self-care there is. And this, right here, really brings it home. When you're hydrated, your system is that flowing river. You've got energy, you feel vital, everything's in flow. But when you're dehydrated, your body becomes more like a stagnant pond. And that's where that fatigue, those headaches, that general feeling of sluggishness comes from. It's literally your body sending up a flare, saying, hey, I need some water over here.
Okay, so that's the body. But this doesn't stop at the physical level, not even close. The effects of hydration flow directly from our bodies right into our minds.
And here is exactly why. Your brain is roughly 75% water. Think about that. Which means it is incredibly sensitive to how much water you're getting. Even just being a little bit dehydrated can have a huge effect on how you think and feel.
This connection is so important. When your brain is hydrated, you get that feeling of mental clarity. You can focus. You feel more emotionally balanced. But when it's thirsty, hello brain fog. Suddenly it's hard to concentrate, and you might find yourself with a much shorter fuse. You know, sometimes the best cure for a cluttered mind is just a simple glass of water.
Okay, so we've covered the body and the mind. Now, let's go a little deeper into a much more profound idea. For centuries, spiritual traditions and some really fascinating modern research have been asking a wild question. What if water is more than just H2O? What if it's actually a carrier of consciousness, a conduit for energy? Now, this idea was famously explored by a Japanese researcher named Dr. Masaru Emoto. He ran a whole series of experiments based on this incredible theory, that the actual molecular structure of water could be changed by our thoughts, our words, and our intentions.
And this was his big finding. He claimed that when he exposed water to loving, positive words like thank you, and then froze it, it formed these beautiful, complex, symmetrical crystals. But water that was exposed to negative, hateful words, it formed these chaotic, ugly, distorted shapes. Now, whatever you think about the hard science behind it, you have to admit the visual difference he showed is just stunning.
And this right here, brings us to the most powerful question of all. If this is even remotely true, that our thoughts can program water, then just think about the implications. Remember that first number? You are 60% water. So the thoughts you think all day, the words you say to yourself, what are you constantly programming into the very water that makes you, you?
Thinking about that, it really opens the door to a beautiful new practice, doesn't it? We can shift from just mindlessly drinking water to mindfully hydrating. So let's look at how we can turn this everyday necessity into a powerful ritual of conscious creation.
The whole goal here is just to change our perspective. You're not just gulping down water to get it over with. You're taking a sacred opportunity to literally infuse your cells with a chosen intention, a specific frequency. It really does transform a chore into a kind of personal ceremony.
And the practice itself is wonderfully simple. It's just 3 steps. First, presence. Before you drink, just be with your glass of water for a second. Feel its weight in your hand, its temperature. Second, gratitude. Take a moment to appreciate the incredible journey this water took to get to you. And finally, number 3, intention. This is where you actively program the water.
And you can say your intention silently to yourself or out loud, whatever feels right. It could be something like, I infuse this water with vibrant health, or I infuse this water with peace and clarity. And as you say it, actually visualize the water shimmering with that energy. Then, when you drink it, feel it being absorbed, carrying that specific message to every single cell in your body. So, how can you actually put this into practice? Well, I want to leave you with a simple invitation, a little challenge to just become a curious observer of your own hydration for a few days.
For the next 3 days, just try this out. Make a conscious effort to drink plenty of water, and maybe even try the intention ritual we talked about. In a notebook, just jot down how much water you drank. Then at the end of the day, rate your energy level and your mental clarity. Don't judge yourself, just notice. See for yourself if you find any connections.
When you start doing this, your relationship with water really changes. It becomes an alliance. It's your medicine. It's like a liquid prayer. And that leaves us with one final, potent thought to take with us. What will you tell your water tomorrow?